Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the battle? Let's see. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rough for stepping for the title and face your rival. This ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
All right, for our viewers who don't know, tell them who the original man.
The original man is the Asiatic Black Man. He's the maker. He's the cream of planet Earth. He's father of civilization and God of this universe, Sarit. And there's only one God.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing coming to you live and direct from the greatest city in the world, Cleveland, Ohio. We got a big show today. My man Pride, this is supposed to be my man Pride show, but you know how brothers do, man. They're not on time. If I was guilty,
that ain't true.
He would have been here with coffee and donuts.
Man.
But we got a big thing to talk about. We got the clout chaser, Jaron Ennis, clout chasing King Crawford. We gotta talk about that. What do you think about that clout chasing, Prize? My bad, let me get out your way.
No, you good. I think that's cap. I don't see none of the brothers clout chasing, man. You know, I feel like I said on the last show, bro. It's the business. So I don't think that Terence Crawford is necessarily ducking Jaron Ennis. I know there are people saying, "Oh, he's ducking Boots." I told y'all yesterday, it doesn't make business sense for Terence Crawford at his age, dog. That's just the bottom line. Terence Crawford is 36. What are you, 37? How old is he, BVO? 36? 37? He's looking for more undisputed or, I mean, unless Boots move up to 54 and get a belt, then he could do that. But as far as anything else, you know, I told you yesterday, I want Boots to just, you know, can do his own thing, man. Stop chasing that bull. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think it's disgusting to hear you back a dude that's clout chasing. Build your own name, man. Get a life. Get off Terence Crawford's nuts, man, because you just told us that you wanted to be undisputed at 147. Now you're calling out the number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world. So I don't understand that.
And he did that. He going for 3 times undisputed. If Boots and Earl is in his way,
no, you missed what I'm saying. Boots said he wanted to be undisputed. So if you want to be undisputed at 147, shut up.
Don't Terence got the other belts?
So what?
Don't Terence got the belts?
No, he vacated just about.
All
Only thing he still got is the WBA belt.
Well, then there you go.
So
if Terence don't want to do it, he's gonna have to drop the belts. That's it. Other than that, that man is focused on 154. You're not even at that weight class. Boots is down at 47. He's gonna continue to just rack up belts, try to get fights. I see Eddie Hearn probably got a plan for him. He probably try to throw Conor Ben in there for him. That could do some. Eddie, you know, who else he got over there? Maybe he might want to make one of them fights with one of them big middleweights. What's his name? Eubanks or something like that. I don't know. But, you know, it's stuff for him to do over there until he can see what happens. And then you reset, resign, become a free agent, and do all that again. What's the problem?
Hey, the thing that's crazy is that you support a clout chaser, man.
Who? Who's the clout chaser?
Jaron Ennis.
Jaron Ennis. Come on, man. You sound stupid right now. You sound crazy. You sound crazy, dog. That man out. Tell me how he's a clout chaser. What does he do that make BVO be like, dang, you know what? Son, a clout chaser.
He told me he wanted to be a undisputed at 147, but he called out a guy that's fighting at 54.
He got one of the belts, don't he?
No.
Terence Crawford don't got no welterweight belts. Where D Free at?
He could fight Stanionis, because Stanionis had a belt.
Like I said, after this right here, I expect Jaron Ennis to step it up opponent wise. He did a nice job in Philadelphia. Crush can tell you that it was packed there. Crush was there. A couple of other brothers was there. And it don't matter. Like, he can just follow his own thing. Turkey out of sheet. You heard what he said. He would like that next or whatever. And if Turk give up that money, then we might get the fight. That's what he wants. He wants them two to fight. And, you know, it'll probably be at 154 because Terence will be the A side. But other than that, well, I mean, I would worry. He wants to fight the best in the world, so I don't see a problem with that.
Well, if he wanted to fight the best in the world, he'd be trying to fight Canelo. But what I'm saying is very simple. If you've seen Terence Crawford salute to my man, the Puerto Rican Prince, D Free, sneaking in, we just seen Terence Crawford can't sell tickets himself. They got over 5,000 tickets still available for that fight in August. And we, less than 2 weeks away? So, I mean,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
He called chasing the wrong guy. He need to really figure out what he can do and stop clout chasing. That's my only thing.
Man, he calling out the best fighter in the world, you know. So
he did not call out Canelo.
Hey,
he's not the best fighter in the world.
Hey, don't look now, but Boots might be fighting a rematch for his first title defense. Well, actually, second title defense. He might be fighting a rematch.
Who?
The IBF got Kern as number 1 in the IBF.
Oh my God.
Who?
Kern.
The guy that made Boots look
bad. He had a problem cutting the ring off on.
Oh, Karen?
The one that just ran around the ring and survived the 12 rounds.
Eddie's not going to do that. That's not happening.
He don't got no time.
I don't think it's going to happen this time. I don't think he's going to be able to
step aside money. Eddie know how to maneuver stuff like that. That guy is not going to be a rematch of that.
No, Eddie can't maneuver nothing. Eddie can't maneuver anything. The IBF holds true to their rules. If they make that the mandatory, I don't care who Eddie Hearn think he is, but he ain't the IBF.
That is true, but I just think that it'll be just not necessary.
Hey, you my brother. It ain't about what you think. It's about what they're going to do.
Eddie Hearn can't maneuver around. Eddie Hearn don't have no sanctioning body in his pocket. He don't have none. Now we talk about what we believe with the WBO, what we believe with the WBC, what we believe with the WBA, but Eddie Hearn don't have nobody in his pocket. Not a single soul.
Yeah, he don't got a Bob or a Al Heyman belt, but you know, whatever. Hopefully, we don't have to worry about those.
I mean, it's either going to be Kern or it's going to be Cody Crowdy, and you know who's number 4 because Cody Crowdy is number 3. Well, because you know the number 2 is vacant unless they have a IBF mandatory coming up. Usually the 1 and 2 is vacant. So Kern is number 1. The vacant is number 2. And number 3 is Cody Crowdy. Number 4, Earl Spence Jr.
Okay.
Earl Spence Jr. is number 4 in the IBF. But Earl Spence ain't going back down to 47, so we would never see that again.
Salute my brother Juan in the chat.
Salute Juan, homie. I ain't worried about. I mean, again, BVO's going too far with this clout chasing stuff. I think whatever Boots is doing, he calling out Terence. I think I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, I don't have. See, I hear everybody saying what Boots should do, what Boots didn't do, but the last time I checked, Boots wasn't none of these guys A side. He wasn't the A side of none of these guys. So they saying Boots ain't fight this guy, Boots ain't fight that guy. He wasn't the A side. Outside of Virgil Ortiz, the guys that we wanted to see Boots fight at 147 was Danny, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Bud Crawford. Those were the guys that we wanted to see him fight. He was not the A side to not nail one of those guys. Sean Porter said, keep that man away from me. Danny Garcia said, I ain't never fighting him. Keith Thurman act like he didn't know who he was. And Earl and Bud was fighting for undisputed, and then both of them moved out of the weight classes. So I hear what people saying, but he wasn't the A side to those guys. They got to offer him the fight. He could say he want the fight, but if they don't offer him the fight, he can't make the fight. He ain't big enough to make the fight. What's going on, Juan?
He got to get his feet wet. Like I said, he got a good thing going in the city of Philly, and we appreciated him out here. It was a good weekend. You know, Broad Street was packed. The Stars was here. You know, shoot. So, you know, they might run another fight there. I mean, he can step it up. I mean, it depends. You got Brian Norman Jr. Don't you got him?
Brian Norman Jr. is at 147.
Right, you got him.
If Bud drops,
who is he with?
He's the WBO intern. If Bud,
who's Brian Norman when he PBC?
He's with ESPN. He's with ESPN.
Okay, so you got something there, and I mean, who else is up at 147? Stanionis,
Mario Barrios, Stanionis. That's it. Mario Barrios, Stanionis, and Brian Norman Jr. Those are the only notable names. And Brian Norman Jr. I wouldn't even say he's a notable name. Mario Barrio, his name is notable because of the Tank Davis and Keith Thurman. But
yeah.
I mean, those are the only guys
they say he's supposed to be fighting Pacquiao.
Yeah, those are the only guys that if Bud dropped the other two belts, they will all have the belts because Mario Barrio is the WBC interim champion, and Stanionis. No, I'm sorry, Mario Barrio is the WBC champion. Stanionis is the WBA interim, and Brian Norman Jr. is the WBC. I mean the WBO interim. So the IBF and the WBC are already taken up by Mario Barrio and Boots. The other two are interim champion. They just waiting for Bud to drop the belts.
And that's Brian Norman Jr. and
Stanionis. Yep.
Well, and that's why BVO D-Free just answered your question. That's why he's calling his name, because he got two welterweight belts. And he's saying, look, fight me. I want to fight Terence Crawford, because he said he wanted to be undisputed. So why not call a guy with the most belts? Get out of here, bro.
Salute to my man, Mr. P Funk himself, man, Thomas Hill.
I don't have a problem with that fight happening next, but whether Boots can beat him or not, I mean, again, I just see Terence Crawford got bigger fish to fry. That's what he's looking at. I'm not making excuses for Terence. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to factor in the business part. Now,
I mean, everybody say, oh, he want Boots to come. I mean, one Bud come back down to 47. I mean, I saw the interview that he did, and he said, "I come to 54 if Terence want to fight. I come to 54." He didn't say Terence had to come down to 47. He said, "I'll
tell you this though. He better hurry up before Teal get a belt at 47."
Well, I don't think nobody's really worried about Teofimo, but I would like to see him get a belt up there. Make it interesting.
I got T.O.B.
He said Brian Norman Sr. said
UD.
He said Brian Norman Sr. already said that his son is not fighting Boots.
That's what he said.
That's what like that just put in the chat that Brian Norman Sr. said his son is. He said Brian Norman Sr. already said his son is not fighting Boots
because his dad know what's the deal. That's the real any kind of movement they have.
He ain't gonna have a choice if he's a mandatory unless he dropped the belt. But I didn't hear that.
He can't be the mandatory. He's a champion. He can't be a mandatory.
Oh no, he got elevated up.
Yeah, they can't mandate him. He's a champion. They can't mandate him.
Yeah, well, regardless.
Norman versus Barrios is a good fight.
I mean, I already said if Jaron Ennis is not getting these other champions to unify, he need to just move up. He need to go ahead and move up. There's no point of sitting down there if they're not trying to fight you to unify. You might as well move up.
And there's no shortage of action at 54. Hell, even people that ain't champions because of fights.
You know what it is, Thomas said. He's scared of Virgil Ortiz, man.
That's just crazy to throw out there. You got to hear yourself sometimes. Ain't nobody worried about Virgil Ortiz. He can't even make weights to fight to even get in the ring and fight anybody.
Virgil Ortiz is a heck of a talent. The problem is we don't know what weight class Virgil Ortiz fight at. We don't know what weight class he fight at. What weight class he fight at? BVO
168.
What weight class?
I don't know what. BVO? I mean, was he a welterweight? Is he a super middleweight?
I don't know what he is because since he left 47, he hasn't fought at a weight class yet.
That's what I'm saying, man. So when BVO sling his name around, I just, I like him. Like you said, he's a talented kid. He is, but he got some other shit.
Sheldon said 155. He fights at 155. Right? Yeah,
that's crazy.
He can't even lose one more pound.
His ass will fall out somewhere.
Yeah, I think he said he fight at 153.28. Nah, that's not what he fought at his last fight. His last fight, he was above 154. He couldn't make the 154 weight.
That's crazy, bro.
I mean, he might be fighting at that now, but we'll see. He said as 175. But
that's what I said. What is he?
But
super middleweight,
it is. I think Bud got what 2, maybe 3 more fights left. I find it funny. We keep saying this. Bud said he wasn't trying to fight in his late 30s, and this man is already 37, about to be 38, and he's still fighting. I'm like, dang, Bud, I thought you said you wasn't going to be fighting in your late 30s.
Well, we got some feedback from somewhere.
No, that's Thomas.
Yo, my bad.
Oh,
yeah, that's my bad. My bad.
Now you good, Thomas.
Yeah, but Virgil Ortiz and Boots is a great fight.
Yeah,
but like you said, how we know which weight he's gonna be able to make, because he haven't been able to make weight, and he only had a couple of fights. You can say what you want about Boots. Boots battle tested. Boots been in the ring.
That's another thing. Virgil Ortiz, yeah, he had a nice showing in his last fight, but it was 1 round.
Yeah,
I don't think that was enough work for him. Being almost 2 years, being out the ring for almost 2 years, and you get 1 round in. I don't think that's enough work.
Nope,
definitely not a lot. You saw what happened with Wilder. Wilder had that same experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, don't you know? Well, Virgil Ortiz got all knockouts. He ain't never even been the distance yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
he's gonna get cooked.
When you finally get somebody in there on your level, and you really have to face adversity, do we really know if he can pull it out? We haven't seen it yet.
People so worried about Boots. Oh, Boots get hit. I'm like, man, y'all like. I don't think he's gonna be doing them 3 hooks in a row and some of that stuff. If he got in the ring with Terence Crawford, you're gonna see a totally different guy. He knew he was in his city. He wanted to come out there. He was a little rusty, and he came out there and he wanted his goal was to step on his opponent, and that's what he came out there and did. People still
he definitely did that.
people still find stuff to criticize. You know, at this point, I don't even know if they boxing fans.
There is no legit criticism, especially if you're talking about the performance Boots put on. You talking about it was one less round. Let me make it clearer. It was 1 minute and 12 minutes, 12 seconds less of a time span that he had than Terence Crawford, but it was 5 less punches. 5 less punches. So
I figure it's like this: Terence busted his gloves upside his head, and Boots broke his daggone jaw. So get this.
He came in with busted gloves, though.
I mean, I don't think that would have mattered.
According to the reports, his gloves was busted in the locker room.
Yeah, and you can see it in the walkout. You can see it when the ref checked it. Everything. The bad boys was cracked. They was never last. But
I never watched that fight. I never really watched that fight because I just wanted to see the Earl Spence fight. So I was, I wasn't.
That being said, though, Prize, that didn't stop him from doing what he was going to do to Ebenezer. I firmly believe.
The highlight knockout. I had to watch it because everybody was talking about it. So I was like, all right, let me see. And when I seen what Terence did to him, I was like, damn, he did him greasy.
Yeah, he gonna do him greasy 10 times out of 10 like that too. That's Terence Crawford. I'm not gonna say that dude needed to do anything to win. He don't. That dude is legit, and he gonna get it done no matter what.
Y'all ninjas need to stop capping. I don't know
what we capping about.
I don't know what we capping about. I'd say according to all reports, his gloves was busted in the locker room. I don't know if it was or not. I never seen the fight.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. I ain't seen no highlights.
I saw the knockout. I saw the knockout. I had to watch. It was a brutal knockout, and you should watch the knockout for. It's worth it. Other than that, but listen. Nevertheless, other than that, they both did what they were supposed to do. I mean, I don't think if Terence Crawford gloves was busted or not, it didn't matter. He was going to sleep that boy either way. So I don't care what nobody says.
I had Terence Crawford knocking him out anyway. I didn't expect David Ebenezer to go 6 rounds. I didn't expect him to go 6 rounds.
And I think
Terence Crawford knocking him out anyway.
He probably was trying to get some work in. You know what I mean?
I mean, the busted glove just gave a more conversation piece, but
Terence
had him already knocking him out anyway.
I reiterate.
When Terence Crawford fought David Ebenezer, and that's the gloves we talking about, Juan.
I reiterate, busted gloves or not, 10 times out of 10, David Ebenezer is getting sparked out by Terence Crawford.
Either way.
I'm not saying that the gloves definitely would have effect on him one way or the other, beating him. If it was fair and square, he gonna get him up out of it. That being said, all this talk about somebody getting hit too often, 5 less punches. That's all I gotta say. 5 less punches.
Shelton say, "What? Then why repeat it? Because that's what happened.
That's what it was, bro. You know them gloves was effed up, dog. You know they was. No, you could look and see.
So you tell me what fight you know that actually that was able to continue a fight with his gloves busted like that? No fighter was.
It was a bizarre scene.
Who was able to go into the ring with busted gloves like that?
But
no, you saw what happened with Tyson Fury when his thumb was detached. They made him get new gloves.
Hold on, so y'all brothers trying to say that had an effect on the fight? Is that what y'all trying to get at? Because that's what it sounded like y'all trying to say that Terence Crawford gloves had some.
No, what I'm saying is no fighter has ever been allowed to continue to fight with the gloves busted the way they was. They normally would stop the fight and make you get a new set of gloves. Or the fight is a no contest.
Well,
it's one of the two.
They could do any of that, Terence Crawford went over there and put that boy on another planet. So
no, they actually looked at the gloves. They actually looked at the gloves.
And they let them. I remember, and Terence tried to. Well, Free, you know a lot about this damn fight for a person that didn't see the thing, you know?
I didn't. I'm going by what everybody told me.
Well, how can you know that's a fact then? You can't do that.
Because that's what they're going. Everybody said the same thing.
But no,
everybody can't be wrong.
It's the truth though. But nevertheless, you know, so, I see Terence Crawford try to put his hands behind his, like not put his hands behind, but like try to, you know, put the gloves by his side. I did see that, but I didn't think people was going too far. Oh, he glove gave Terence Crawford. I'm like, man, I can't stand y'all. I don't even want to call them boxing fans.
All I'm saying is,
Terence Crawford, that glove situation,
you gotta keep it 100. You got to keep it 100. When Tyson Fury came in the ring and his thumb was detached from his glove,
Yes,
They
I
made him
know.
put a new set of gloves.
Jack Reese made him. Yes,
They made him put a new set of gloves on. So the rules are, if your gloves is defective, you have to put on a new set of gloves. If you don't have another set of gloves, the fight is a no contest,
well,
or
they
the
didn't
fight
care
is
about
not
it that night.
the fight doesn't happen.
They didn't care about it that night because they let it
I know.
continue. And Terence
I'm
Crawford went over there and
that's
put
the
him to
point that
sleep before they
that's the
could
point that I'm
start
making.
tripping about it for real.
That's the point that I'm making. They didn't care about it, but
That was
anybody
crazy.
else, they care about it. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying he wouldn't have beat him, but the facts are the facts. The rules are the rules.
Well, those are
You
not his
can't
rules, but that
bypass
was
the
not his
rules
decision.
because it was Terence Crawford versus David Abenija.
That's
So
not
just
Terence
forget about
Crawford's
the rules.
decision to
No,
be like, "Oh, my gloves are busted." You guys,
no,
look, referee.
no.
He's not gonna
Listen
go
what
over
I'm
there and
saying.
do that.
Listen what I'm
That's
saying.
not his job. That's above him.
If the referee went and looked at the gloves, you can't say because it's Terence Crawford versus David Abenija, we just gonna let the fight go on. No, you got to put on a new pair of gloves.
Okay, well, they didn't make him do it, and he went over there and melted
So
him. So what is your point?
You can't argue with somebody if they feel like that was the reason why Terence Crawford won.
I can argue with them because
No, you can't.
Yes, I
Because
can. You know
that's
why?
their
You know
opinion.
why? You know why? I'll tell you why. If I can't, because they don't know nothing about boxing. Then
No, you don't know if they know anything about boxing.
man,
You can't say because
you the
somebody.
same person that just
No,
said
you
that you do
cannot.
it. You
I
never
don't
watched
say
the
that
fight. You just
nobody
go on what
knows
everybody
nothing about
said.
boxing.
You just the same person that said you go with off everybody say. Even like that said everybody could be lying to you.
No, what I'm saying is you cannot argue somebody else's opinion. That's their
I
opinion.
will though. You said I can't, but
And
I
you
will.
be dead wrong.
No, I won't.
You be dead wrong.
No, I won't.
I don't care how many times you can argue
point.
it, you'll be dead wrong.
Right.
That's their opinion. If they believe that's the reason why he won, then that's their opinion. That's their right.
That's my thing. The commission and the referees got together and they said they ain't that bad. Go ahead and fight them. So why didn't they stop the fight then? Why didn't they make Terence change gloves if it wasn't so much of an issue?
Are you talking about the same commissioner and referee that you say that multiple times they need to be investigated by the FBI?
All right, maybe they do, but nevertheless,
those same ones. So those ones that need to be investigated by the FBI. Now all of a sudden they good.
Maybe I didn't say they were good. Maybe they should, and they should be investigated for letting that fight go on. But I don't think it had nothing to do with Terence Crawford did to that boy. That's my argument.
Saying, no, you cannot argue their opinion. That no, you can sit here and go till you blue in the face. That's their opinion. You entitled
my opinion
to
be opinion. Terence Crawford busted his gloves upside his head. Knocked stuffing out of his gloves over your boy head. That's what I think.
It can be debated, but you can't argue his opinion. It can be debated, but you can't argue his opinion.
I'm gonna argue, debate it, whatever you want to call it, free. I'm doing it.
Debated is proving whether he's right or wrong for believing what he believes. But arguing it, you can't argue somebody's opinion. You can't argue. That's my opinion. If I say Michael Jordan is the best player in the NBA for the rest of my life,
Juan said
that argue my opinion. That's my opinion.
My bad, Free. But Terence,
you can try to debate my opinion.
Brother Juan just said Crawford didn't have busted gloves ever, because the commissioner checked the. Juan said, Juan in the chat, Brother Juan in the chat said Crawford didn't have a busted gloves ever because the commissioner checks the gloves before and after the fight. But no, that's not. I don't know. His gloves I don't know.
I don't know where Juan got that from. I'm going by what Bernie the Boxer said. I'm going by what Bernie the Boxer said in the daggone locker room. He said his gloves was busted in the locker room. That's what Bernie said. He said his gloves was busted in the locker room. He had these.
I'm not sure if they were.
And then Everlast came out with a statement saying, we had some defective gloves. Somehow Terence Crawford got a pair of those defective gloves. So I don't know where he got that it was never busted. Oh, unless he's trying to say that corrupt commissioner that said his gloves wasn't bust because
I don't think that Terence Crawford needs to try to load gloves or do anything to beat David Abbott sneezing. Ain't that what what's the boy name we call Abbott sneezing? That's a funny one. And Avocado, David Avocado, and you know he didn't need to do anything, manipulate gloves to do anything to him. Terence Crawford was going to do something bad to him regardless. So people that want to have their opinions, that's fine, but come on.
I mean, I'm just saying, it ain't too far off the fact that could have been a possibility that it had something to do with it.
Man,
Could have been. I'm not saying that it
could have
wasn't.
been.
We don't know
Terence
if it
Crawford was gonna
was.
knock him out anyway.
Yeah, I believe he was. That doesn't mean that the gloves didn't have something to do with it. I believe he was. I can believe that he was going to knock him out.
Yeah, well, I don't think the gloves had anything to do with it. You know, that's just me though. Some people argue that, but I'll argue that because some people just be. I ain't gonna say they tripping, but come on, man.
No, I'm going strictly by what Bernie the Boxer said. He said he had a pair on in the locker room and they busted open. So he put on another pair and those was ripped as well. That's what Bernie said. I don't know. I wasn't in the locker room. I'm just telling you what Bernie said. He said he put a pair on, they busted. He put another pair on, they was ripped as well. And so he went ahead and that's why they didn't want them to stop the fight because he didn't have another pair. They didn't want him to stop because he didn't have another pair. The other pair had already busted in the locker room. So I don't know. Like I'm going for what Bernie said.
They let it go on. I'm pretty sure if it was a high profile fight, that probably wouldn't have happened. But who knows?
What's going on, Naheem?
The homie Puro.
What's going on, Puro? But what else you got on the docket?
Terence Crawford, man. You know what I'm saying? I just can't stop thinking about that, man. To be honest, but go ahead. You got something?
Nah, I was just sitting here, listening to who was I listening? Oh, I was listening to another channel and they was arguing about who Shakur should sign with because the WBC has mandated the Williams Zepeda fight versus Shakur Stevenson. And we all know that Shakur is a free agent. So some people were saying that Shakur is thinking about signing with Eddie Hearn, and then they say, well, why don't he just go ahead and sign with Golden Boy because that's where the fight is, and it's easier to make the fight instead of just letting the fight go to a purse bid.
Well, I don't think Shakur should sign to no Golden Boy. You know, Oscar, he'll get over there and Oscar will start acting funny. You know what I mean? Didn't Oscar put out a statement anyway talking about something? Soon as the WBC did that, didn't Oscar say something goofy this morning? Like, we control what we do. We the ticket sellers and all that BS. And
but if
Beta is not all that impressive to me. He's okay.
If you think about it, Oscar De La Hoya has more 135-pound fighters than Eddie Hearn got. Eddie Hearn has how many 135-pound fighters?
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
He got one.
Andy
Cruz. He got one. So
he ain't the one.
If you want Williams Zepeda, it's not a guarantee that Oscar go ahead and take that Williams Zepeda fight because Williams Zepeda is number one in every sanctioning body. He could say, "I'll wait on Tank Davis versus Loma and take the winner of that," or "I'll wait and take Dennis." He's the number one in every sanctioning body. So he doesn't necessarily have to take the Shakur. Although he wants to fight Shakur. Shakur said he wants to fight Williams Zepeda. He said he wants to fight Shakur. Shakur said he wants to fight Williams Zepeda. So I don't see a problem with because what Shakur said was he don't want a long-term deal with nobody. So I don't see it being a problem with him signing a 2-fight deal and one of those fights being a rematch.
Yeah, I don't think Oscar's gonna let him get away with that. I don't think it's a good idea personally for Shakur.
You said you don't think Oscar can get away with that?
I'm saying I don't think Shakur will be able to get away with that with Oscar with just signing 2 fights and letting them slide in and dip out. You know, it ain't gonna be like that. I don't think. It ain't worth all doing all that because if he go there and smokes Zepeda, everybody gonna say is, oh well, he didn't knock him out or who has Zepeda beat. That's all they're gonna do.
No, what I'm saying
is no Zepeda fight. That's not nothing major for Shakur.
I don't see that being a bad deal because Oscar. I mean, if Oscar agrees to that contract, there's nothing Oscar can do about it. He agrees to the contract. That's the contract. That's
Oscar going to sign over. I don't think he's going to sign over Zabeda. Oscar. I can't take him serious.
No, listen. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, if Oscar agreed to it, I don't see it being a bad deal. I understand you don't believe that he's going to do that, but I'm saying if Oscar agrees to it, I don't see it being a bad deal.
Shakur's in a really bad jam right now. He's free, but he ain't free. Who
is free?
Nobody's talking about. I know he's free, but he's not free because nobody looks like they want to invest in the kid right now. His stocks are at an all-time low.
They do. Oscar wants Shakur. Oscar wants Shakur. Eddie Hearn wants Shakur. They both want him.
All right, then. I don't see Golden Boy. I don't see the point of that. That would be a bad deal for me.
You looking at a long-term deal. Ain't nobody talking about a long-term deal.
Yeah, but you think Oscar really going to let him get some payday?
It does not matter what you believe.
Oscar's not going to sign off on that.
It's Oscar guy. He's going to say, okay, I will sign to you, but it's going to be a 2-fight deal. Oscar's going to say either yes or no. If Oscar say yes, there's not a problem with that. If he say no, okay, I'm going with Eddie Hearn. What's the problem?
Shakur is in a bad situation, man.
He
might have probably chilled their top.
He's not in a bad situation. If you got two promotional companies that want you, how are you in a bad situation?
Because they can't get him them big fights probably. Can Eddie secure Tank Davis with Shakur? We don't know.
Can't nobody secure a Tank Davis fight but Tank Davis.
Okay, who else can he get him then? He can't get him nobody else.
Eddie? You talking about Eddie?
Yeah, who he gonna get him? You just said Andy Cruz and that's it.
That's the whole point that I made. Eddie Hearn does not have anybody for Shakur to fight on.
And Oscar got some, but I think that Oscar, in order for him to get that, I just can't picture Oscar doing that. But I hope he does. That'd be good for Shakur. Because I think Shakur probably should have just went with the top rank deal for now. Because he got all the 35-pounders over there. The top one, he even got access to 140. Shakur might need to go up to 140. You know what I mean? That's what he might need to focus on, 140.
What's good, yo?
140, then he could probably move people around. Salute. Right?
What's
salute to the brother Ed McQueen too. I see you, Ed McQueen.
He should. I mean, I get what y'all saying, but he should definitely, I don't know, do like the Devin route. Just do the Devin route where he signs those 2-3 fight deals. Not even 2-3 fight deals.
That's it.
Nah, but even like that, because remember, Devin does his own promotion also too. So it's not like
Devin does his own promotion. Shakur doesn't. Shakur don't have his own promotional company.
Yeah.
At this point, he might as well just start one because at this point, like, how much of an investment are you really gonna put? Let's just say it like this, right? I'm a Shakur fan. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I'm a Shakur fan, but you put an investment in like this, right? His last 2 performances, are you investing into that?
Obviously, Eddie Hearn and Oscar wants to.
But the reason why Eddie wants him is because of the Andy Cruz fight, because eventually that could just be a fight made down the line.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can. I mean,
no,
yes, you can.
I'm gonna tell you why he can't. Because Shakur is not going to be there for Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz got 3 fights. Shakur is not waiting around for no Andy Cruz. Who's Andy Cruz for Shakur to wait for?
But they might move him fast. You never know.
No, I feel you. Hold on. They moving him fast. The man came into the league, or he came into the pros 2 years ago. He only got 3 fights.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He came into the pros the same time Abdullah Mason came into the pros.
He has over 300 amateur fights. So you can't be like, oh well.
Listen.
Yeah.
He came into the pros the same time Abdullah Mason came into the pros. Abdullah Mason got 14 fights. Andy Cruz got 3.
I mean, yeah,
ain't nobody waiting around for him.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But again, the harder opposition is Andy Cruz has fought the harder opposition within the 3 fights. So I don't know, because I'm not even sure. Has he? Not even like that.
I think Shakur might as well move up.
Who did he fight his last fight? He fought somebody with like a lot of fights that had a lot of experience.
He fought the guy. Well, I don't know about the last fight. The fight before the last, he fought the guy that daggone Keyshawn Davis had fought.
Yiggy?
Like a prior to that.
Was it Yiggy? Was it Yiggy?
Not the last fight. His second fight. It was the fight that Keyshawn Davis fought prior to him fighting.
Yeah, I'm saying
Keyshawn
Yiggy. Was it
Davis
Yiggy?
had fought that guy, like maybe a fight or two prior to Andy Cruz fighting him.
Yeah, I swear it was Yiggy. Shoot. Nah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how Eddie's gonna handle all that, and I feel like now because he's with Boots' dad too, they're gonna handle him right. So I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I'm just saying, just might as well just sign to his own thing.
Oh, he turned pro last year. I thought he turned pro the year before last. He turned pro last year.
Nah, it was a year before last. It was definitely a year before last because he had signed to.
I think it was the same time that Abdullah Mesa turned pro.
Yeah, no, he fought twice. He fought twice his first year. He just fought last year by himself, just once.
He said he fought twice last year and once this year. He turned pro in July 2023. Okay, that was last year.
Okay.
He still only got 3 fights.
Yeah, I don't know. Nah, but again, I don't know. Is that like it's really up
I don't think
to
that we need to worry about Andy Cruz and Shakur. I wouldn't want to chase that because nobody don't know who Andy Cruz is but us.
Yeah, no, I mean obviously. But I don't know. Like I said, might as well just sign the PBC.
I just thought it was. I thought it was 2 years ago, but I believe you.
Or might as well just sign the PBC too. I don't know. Just do something.
I mean, like I said, I don't see it being a bad deal for Shakur to sign a short deal with Golden Boy because Golden Boy does have 135-pound fighters. They do. They got one of the guys that you said you want to fight. You can fight him, and they can throw a rematch in there. That's 2 fights, and then you have one more fight, and then you're out of that deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and one of those, like you said, one of those fights can definitely be a rematch. So it's not like
you have one of those fights as a rematch, and then you have one more fight left, and you out of that deal. I don't see it being a bad deal. Everybody like, oh, why Shakur got to do that? I'm not saying he has to do anything. I'm just saying I don't see it being a bad deal. If you got 2 promotional companies that want you, you're not with any promotional company. You don't have nobody backing you.
Who does PBC
Why not
have?
get?
Like I know there's Frank and then Gervonta at 35. Who else is at 35 for them?
I don't think PBC is interested in Shakur. I didn't hear nobody from PBC say they want Shakur.
Yeah, but you don't know about that. They can just come out of nowhere and swoop in like they Superman.
I mean, I'm not thinking about all this. They are.
What you think about all this?
I think that D-Free is on point. As far as the Andy Cruz thing goes, I think an argument can be made for Andy Cruz being his age, his amateur experience, and the fact that he came out the gate fighting 10-rounders. So that would suggest that they're trying to move him along relatively quickly. He skipped the step that a lot of other fighters do, which is coming out fighting 4-rounders, 6-rounders, 8-rounders, and so forth. There's usually a progression. He's already fighting like they're trying to put him in contention relatively quickly. So who the hell knows? And plus, Andy Cruz is already 28 years old, 29. So they're not about to have him sitting around forever. They'll probably take the Lomachenko approach with him that Top Rank did. Lomachenko was fighting in a damn title fight, his second fight.
It was a second fight.
I can see them doing that. It's just they moving him a little too slow. The man is already 28.
But you also gotta remember that a lot of people are not gonna jump in with somebody that has 300 amateur fights and that can fight just like him. Like they're not gonna jump in like, oh yeah, now let me just be a sacrificial lamb.
I'm not saying none of those guys jumping in. I'm saying get the man acclimated to the pros. Get him some fights. Put him some fights under his belt.
Fighting 10 rounders out the chute is pretty.
Right.
That's pretty
No,
tough,
that's good. That's a good start. That's a good start. But what I'm saying is,
seems acclimated to me.
He's coming from the amateurs. He's coming from the amateurs. So you gotta get acclimated to the pros.
Yeah, no, definitely. I get you. I definitely get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, ain't nobody gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, no. I mean, unless you're just gonna throw him in there with a whole bunch of, tuna cans and stuff. But do you really want to do that to somebody that age and that much experience?
You ain't gotta throw him in with no bud. I mean, not I said buzz, no bums, but you can definitely put him in there. There's a lot of fighters that sitting around ain't getting no daggone work, but they decent fighters.
You right,
There's
you
a lot
right.
of them ain't getting no work. They decent fighters. I mean, they can try to get a Cambosa fight. Something. I think
That's
Cambosa and Andy
been
Cruz get a heck
you
of a
look at
fight.
his record, the guys that he fought, all of these guys got winning records, and they've got more experience than him at the professional level. I'm looking at his box record. The first guy he fought was 35-7-3. Most fighters aren't fighting that in their first fight. His second fight was 26-5-1. He's about to fight Antonio Moran in 2 weeks, who was 30.
He about to fight the dude that Devin Haney knocked out. The last dude that Devin Haney knocked out.
Bro, who? What's the name of the second fight that he just had?
Hey, let me ask you guys a question after you get done with this topic.
What's the what was his second fight? Wasn't that the guy that fought that Keyshawn Johnson fought? I mean Keyshawn Davis fought.
I'm trying to remember his name, dog. I really am. Like,
No, that guy fought he fought Maxie Hughes though, and he fought James Tennyson.
Who was the last guy that
he fought Abdullah?
Who?
Did Keyshawn Davis fight the last guy that he just fought?
No, the last guy Keyshawn Davis fought was Pedraza.
No, not the last guy Keyshawn fought. The last guy that Andy Cruz fought. Was that the guy that Keyshawn Davis fought?
To my Brian Zampera, I don't know if Brian Zampera has ever fought Keyshawn. I'm about to look right now. No, he's never fought him.
One of those guys, Keyshawn Davis, had just fought, and they was talking about it because Andy Cruz, I believe Andy Cruz either outboxed him or Andy Cruz stopped him.
Nah, I think your dude that you were thinking about, he might have pulled out. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I know what fight you was talking about, but I was like, I'm pretty sure he did fight Keyshawn too. But I'm not sure.
Oh, no. It's the first guy that what's the name? It's the first guy that Andy Cruz fought.
Oh, so it's the first fight?
Yeah, his first fight.
All right.
I know it was somebody he fought that Keyshawn Davis had fought.
Okay. Yeah, that was his first fight. And that guy was 35-6 when Keyshawn fought him. Keyshawn gave him his 7th L, and he was 35-7 when he fought Andy Cruz.
So Andy Cruz, so he's that guy that Devin Haney brutally knocked out some years ago. That's who Andy's fighting next.
Yeah,
Moran.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. This is a question I had on my mind, and nobody really answered this. Do you guys think Floyd is top 5 all-time fighter? And I would say no, because I think that Willie Pep or
Floyd top 5 all time.
Let me finish. I think Willie Pep, and I definitely think Henry Armstrong and Kid Gavilan would probably stop Floyd. So I just want to know if you guys thought he was top 5.
Top 5 at what weight class?
No. He's saying top 5 ever. He's saying top 5 ever.
No, he ain't top 5 all time. No.
What do you guys think? We got a historian like me up here with my man Juan and Ant-Man. What you guys think about that?
That's tough.
Is Floyd top 5 ever?
Yeah.
I think it depends on who you ask, and I think that a solid case can be made for him.
I'm asking you.
I honestly don't have a top 5, to be honest with you. I just have favorite fighters, but I don't have any definitive top 5. Like, I've never sat down and thought about that.
Well, I'm actually, could you see him beating Henry Armstrong?
It's really tough to do.
Could you see him beating Henry Armstrong?
Yes. The thing with these great fighters, when you talk about the all-time great fighters, you can always make a case for either one of them beating each other. That's the reason why these guys are all-time greats.
I don't think Floyd beat Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't think he beat Sugar Ray Robinson.
Well, I say that he can.
Nah, I don't think he can be Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't even think he can be Sugar Ray Leonard. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I've said it before. I don't think he beats Prime Oscar. I just don't think he does. I don't think he does. It's just,
Oscar won that fight. You could tell the truth. Oscar won that fight. They robbed Oscar in that fight.
Nah, they ain't robbed him. I told you. He got tired towards the end. He messed himself up.
He definitely got tired.
Let me ask y'all a question. I mean, we saw what Floyd Mayweather did to Diego Corrales. Do you think Floyd Mayweather does that to Tommy Hitman Hearns?
No, not that.
See, but
You-
Tommy was a
My
better
brother Ace
boxer.
in the chat.
Tommy
Put
was
your
a
name
better.
Ace for the room.
Do you think Floyd beat Tommy Hitman Hearns?
That's tough.
That
He
one's
might.
tough though. That one's tough because it's like, do you think Tommy can hit him with the speed he had back then? So you're saying that right? With that speed that he had then.
I'm talking about at 147, not at 135, because Tommy didn't fight at 135. I'm talking about 147.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight.
Floyd wasn't.
Man,
I don't
Tommy
know,
Hearns
man.
break his nose.
Hitman. I don't know though if he can make a miss. I mean, with Hitman gonna come at you though, Floyd can't be laying back. I mean, I don't know. That's the
What
tough.
you think,
That was
man?
the only. I think that Floyd could beat them all. To me, I mean, it's debatable. It's all
I mean,
debatable.
on any given day in this sport,
That's
you
what
can
I'm
definitely
saying.
beat
Right.
somebody.
Yeah, no doubt. I think Floyd can beat them all, but the
Sugar Ray
one that
Leonard
I
would
said
stop
that he had
Floyd.
real tough problem with would be Tommy Hitman Hearns. But
That's my favorite fight of all times, fantasy fight wise. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Floyd Mayweather.
yeah,
I
that's a
think
good one.
Why?
because
Leonard would stop him.
Sugar Ray Leonard, he fought his father. He fought his father. So Sugar Ray Leonard knows how to get around that Philly shell. And I just wanted to know what would Floyd be able to do with Sugar Ray, because
He wouldn't be
the
able
He
to
know
hand
how to get
speed
away.
and the power.
Mayweather Senior's shoulder roll is way different from Mayweather Junior's. Now let's be clear on that.
I'm not saying that it ain't. I'm not saying that it ain't. I'm just talking about the fact that Sugar Ray hand speed, his power plus his footwork.
Floyd probably was doing.
But
See,
you
but
gotta
he
doing
remember,
all
and,
kind
and
of
then
you gotta
partying.
and
remember
then
that Floyd Senior had an issue with his foot. I think he lost a piece of his foot, so he was never really the same. That's why he used the Philly shell.
yeah, but even then, like that shoulder roll, like Sugar Ray would have just shot the jab right to the arm, because now he's just gonna shoot the jab right to the arm until he opens up, and then he's gonna have a quick enough right hand just to go over the top.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Floyd was
It would
injured
be a
at
good fight.
47. Juan.
I,
He
I,
wasn't.
I mean, I could see a case for either one of them winning. I would just love to see that. That's my favorite fight, fantasy fight all time.
My fantasy fight is Floyd and Hitman Hearns at welterweight. That's the one I want to see.
So
I would
let
rather
me ask you
see it.
this real quick, Ant.
Go
Let me
ahead.
ask you this real quick, Ant. So
Somebody got some feedback.
you think Floyd is as good as Willie Pep?
Willie Pep, that was old. That's old stuff.
What you think? Is Ant still there or is he gone?
Yeah, I think so, because I think that he's nuanced. The one thing about Willie Pep is, you got great footwork, great upper body movement, but offensively wasn't that strong. You seen them fights that he had with Sandy Sadler.
Yeah.
He was in there with a guy that was able to locate him, then he wasn't able to do too much. And he lost, 3 out of 4 matchups with him.
Yeah, he lost 3, yeah. Well, but only reason I say that is because I think that might have just been a style factor, because we seen Muhammad Ali lose all 3 fights to Ken Norton, and he still went in there and dominated George Foreman. So I guess the triangle theory never really works anyway.
Yeah, but even then, I wouldn't even necessarily say that he dominated George Foreman. I would say he outlasted him.
Yeah.
You see the end of that fight when he was beaten to death?
Yeah, that was the 15th round. That was the 15th round after this dude was already gassed out. He outlasted
He
him.
was pretty flat-footed that on that
Nah, he
last
got him
couple
out of there.
rounds.
He
He was
got him
whooping
out of there
George's
earlier
head.
than 15. Ali got Foreman out of there earlier than 15.
Yeah, I mean, I could see an argument for Floyd being, I wouldn't say top 5. I would say top 10. I don't know if I could put
He's
him
not
in.
top 10 though.
I said I could see an argument. I didn't say he was. I didn't say he
No, I'm
was.
just saying, wouldn't Kid Gallahan stop Floyd?
That's you're naming one person. You're naming one person.
Sugar Ray Leonard was stopping. Roberto Duran was stopping.
No.
Now you're taking away
Roberto
from
Duran did
Floyd.
not. Roberto Duran did not.
You don't
I
think
don't care
Roberto
what
Duran would stop
I
Floyd?
don't care what way you talking about. Yeah, no, that's
Duran to get out.
that's crazy.
135?
At
That's
135, Roberto Duran does not stop Floyd.
At
Remember, that's
135,
Pretty Boy
at
Floyd.
135,
He's fighting Pretty Boy Floyd, not Money Mayweather. Remember
yeah,
that?
at 35, he's facing Floyd. That's what he's doing. He's facing a lot of Floyd.
Pretty Boy Floyd.
What you think about this, Ant?
He said he don't have a top 5.
No, well, it's difficult. I think it's difficult to say that somebody just flat out stopped Floyd. And here's the thing. You know, we always talk about boxing and related to chess. Bobby Fischer was once asked about Paul Morphy, who was considered like one of the greatest chess minds of like the 1800s, and how would he fare against him? And his answer was, I would beat him, not simply because I'm better than him, but I've seen more chess than him. I've been exposed to more chess than him. And I kind of feel like the same applies for Floyd Mayweather. It's like if you drop him in a time machine at any point in history, knowing what he knows, because it's like, yeah, he's a famous practitioner of the shoulder roll, but if you look at his defense, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. There are a lot of times where he would go up in the high guard, or he would, you know, just vary his guard in general, or where he would use his legs, or where he would be in the pocket and use his forearms and use frames and stuff like that. So I think that he was the beneficiary of having three professionals around him. So he got a little bit from everybody, a little bit from his dad, a little bit from his uncles, both Roger and Jeff. So it's like you take the three of them and then you combine them into one fighter, and then on top of that, you just look at the reflexes, the speed, the quickness. So he had a lot going for him.
But what I'm saying, and is when you look at Roberto Duran at 135, he looked unbeatable. He looked unbeatable. He looked like he
You ever
couldn't
seen
be
that
touched.
fight that he had with the Japanese dude? I can't remember what the gentleman's name
I
was. He
know
had
you're
that fight
talking
with the
about.
Japanese dude.
I was just looking at Roberto
Yeah,
Duran.
somebody got some bad feedback, bro. It's
He had
bad.
a unanimous loss to what's this guy named that D Jesus. I don't know how to say his first name, but Jesus. The dude was 31-0 when Roberto Duran fought him, and he got a unanimous decision. Now, the Roberto Duran got him in the rematch. He knocked him out in the rematch, but the first fight, Roberto Duran lost a unanimous decision. So he wasn't unbeatable. I don't know if Roberto Duran. I don't think he stopped Floyd. Now, it's a possibility that he could beat him. He didn't stop.
What about the fact that he fight in the pocket, D Free? I mean, he would really F Floyd up in that pocket.
I mean,
but Floyd would be smart.
Floyd wasn't just sitting in a pocket at 135. That was 147 Floyd. 135 Floyd was the Floyd that moved around and used his footwork. So
lateral movement. He was
yeah,
doing
I don't know if he might be a sitting target for Floyd at 135. Now at 147, it might be a better matchup for him because Floyd didn't use his footwork as much. But Floyd's hands was brittle at that time. So it might be a better matchup for him at 147, but 135, I don't know.
You know what that fight would remind me of? Of that, like he would just move a lot, like he would just use his legs a lot, like the way that he did with Baltimore, even with the second Maradona fight, he would use his legs a lot. So I don't even know how.
I'm not saying that Roberto Duran doesn't beat him. I'm just saying I don't think he knocks Floyd out.
I don't think you're right, but I'm just saying
I don't think that he can beat him.
I don't think he beats him. I just don't think he
at all. Period.
I mean, Roberto Duran was a heck of a fighter.
He's all-time great fighter.
He was a heck of a fighter.
And
that
stopping
style,
Floyd,
I just don't think
playing.
that style don't fit his style. I don't think
he's stopping Floyd, man.
Hey man, that's your opinion.
I can't argue that because if we would never see it, I can't say that you're wrong because we would never see it. I just don't believe that he stopped Floyd.
In the debate, and who would Duran stop Floyd at 35?
Who you asking?
Again, it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult to say, man. It's difficult to say, mainly because of Floyd's intelligence. I think that Duran at 35, he could have probably knocked out anybody because he had the power and the skill set to do so. But on the other hand, it's very difficult to see Floyd getting knocked out because the one thing that we can say is we've seen his chin tested on several occasions, and he was smart enough to smother and weather the storm and stuff like that. So I think it would be a challenge for Duran to get him up out of there unless he sparked him with one shot or something like that.
Well, what I'm saying is the consensus has always been that Sugar Ray Leonard would beat Floyd at 147, and we've seen Roberto Duran jump right up to 147 after a couple fights and beat the life out of
he didn't fight his normal way though. He ain't fight his normal way. Like if he fought his normal way,
Sugar Ray. He said he beat the life out of Sugar Ray. No, he did not.
What was his son crying? His son was crying.
Beat the life out of Sugar Ray.
BVO crazy.
His son was crying. I don't know if you remember that fight. His son was in the front row crying.
He said Roberto Duran knocked out a horse. Hey, I'm not doubting that Roberto Duran.
All right. He recorded Mayorga now too.
Hey, no, I'm not doubting that Roberto Duran can punch because that's the reason why he was called Hands of Stone. The man can punch. The problem is, can you hit him? That's the problem. You can't knock out somebody if you can't hit him.
I think my brother Ennis sleeping on Duran, man, because Duran was a master.
No, I didn't say that Roberto Duran does not win. I didn't say.
I said my man Ant-Man. I think he's sleeping on Duran.
No, he said it's hard to say because he's in the same boat that I'm in. I don't know if Roberto Duran wins. I'm not going to say he's knocking out Floyd because I've never seen Floyd knocked out. I can't say somebody's going to get knocked out. They've never been knocked out. They've been in there with punchers.
So you telling me he couldn't do the same thing Sugar Shane Mosley did?
The Sugar
Shane didn't knock him out though.
Did he knock him out?
But you
did he drop?
You couldn't hold Duran the way
Sugar Shane drop him? Did Sugar Shane drop him?
Well, no, he didn't.
Okay, so you asking about Sugar Shane? Like Sugar Shane knocked him out. Sugar Shane rocked him. Yeah, he got rocked. He got rocked in multiple fights. That ain't the first fight.
Chop Corey rocked Floyd.
He got rocked in multiple fights. The thing that we always gave Floyd
Chop dropped him in that fight.
Every time.
No, he didn't.
He never been down.
Nah, he's been down once.
He got knocked down against Zab Judah. They didn't count it. His gloves.
Nah, but officially, he's only been down once, and that was due to his hands being broken.
Yeah,
and he went down.
that was.
They didn't call it a knockdown.
Other than that, he hasn't been down officially. But yeah, the Zabs was clean. That was clean. I can't argue that.
Yeah, but that's the one thing that we give Floyd credit for outside of his defense was his recovery time because he has been rocked, but he has quick recovery time. So I'm not saying because he get rocked, he automatically just gonna go down. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. I think.
Shout out Bruce.
What you think about that performance from Boots the other day? Like I didn't even get the chance to talk to you that day. I was watching.
What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Why you tell us what you think? What did you see?
It was definitely ring rust there, but I didn't think he looked bad. Like I don't know. I like hopped on. I think it was Bleacher Report because I got like a community day. Like I talked to, and they were all sitting there talking about Bud wipes the floor with him and all that. I'm like the dude just came off of like a year and a half off. Like y'all gotta give him some time to get acclimated again, sir. Like.
Is that Juan defending a black fighter? What?
Hey, look, man. Listen. First of all, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I hate when you do that to me. First of all, your name is BVO Lopez. All right, stop it. But yeah, I thought it was the year and a half off. That was a lot of rust. That's all it was. But I don't think like going in there.
Hey Bruce, we got Bruce. Hey Bruce, settle the debate, man.
What's up?
I say Duran stops Floyd. What you think?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know, you talk about fantasy fights. Everybody's got opinions on them. None of them really mean anything. But Duran himself, he said that he'd break Floyd's ribs if he ever fought him. Duran's a student of the game. He studied Floyd, and most fighters don't really elaborate like that. But Duran looked at Floyd. He studied him. He said, "I'd break his ribs and I'd knock him out." And that's his words, not mine. So.
Yeah, I think Floyd would have probably been on his bike the whole time. He would have been doing a lot of movement and frustrated Duran. That's what would have happened.
I guess my thing is too, and I'll ask you this too while I got you up here, Bruce. Would you say Floyd is top 5? I mean, I think Willie Pett, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Kid Gavilan would stop Floyd. What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, these are all like speculative fights. You know, I know y'all love boxing like I do. I'm just like asking you, like, if you had a time machine, how would you see it go?
Let's say it again.
What's going on, bro?
BVO.
They having a little technical difficulty.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I hear you. I don't hear Bruce.
Oh, Bruce might hit the wrong button. Hey, Ant, you still there? Oh, he must.
Yes, sir.
So I will ask you guys this. I know we about to get off pretty soon, but do you guys think it's do you think that Boots is really a real formidable foe with somebody like Bud Crawford?
Is he a
Not
what?
Formidable foe, like is he somebody that you think really had a chance against King Crawford?
not yet, in my opinion. I think he's pretty green. I think he's got a lot more to prove. Who was Boots Ennis knocked out? Who's he beat? Look at Ben Crawford's resume. They're not even in the same league right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we was having that same argument a year ago with Crawford. I mean, I remember that much. We was talking about, oh, who did he beat? Who did this? Who did that? And look who he beat. He came out to beat Errol Spence, and I'm pretty sure most of us was picking Errol Spence that fight.
Not
Well,
me.
you got to remember before Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, he hadn't been down since Adrian Broner knocked him down. So I mean, the way that Bud just rolled over him, and I honestly tell you the truth, if it wasn't for that knockdown, I thought Sean Porter would have beat Errol Spence that night.
No, that's what separated it, though. That's really what separated it.
I think Boots is a solid opponent for Bud. Will he beat Bud? It remains to be seen. I probably most likely will be picking Bud unless I see something in this fight that Bud is about to have that shows me that Father Time is catching up to Bud. But if I don't see it, I still see the same Bud. I will probably be picking Bud, but Bud knows that Boots is a live opponent. That's the reason why he said it's a high risk, low reward. The key word is high risk. That's the key word. He knows that there's a great possibility that Boots can beat him. So I'm not saying Boots can't beat him. I would just say right now our favorite Bud, but Boots is definitely a live dog. He's a live dog.
I'll just say this, and I salute to everybody coming through. I just think that it's sad that he's clout chasing this guy. He got work to do at 47. You say you want to be undisputed. He should focus on that. And fight Virgil Ortiz, man. You need to earn that fight. The same way I say David Benavidez will fight Morrell. Fight Morrell, then maybe you can fight Canelo. You can't just run up the champion and say you want to fight him. It don't work like that.
What weight Virgil Ortiz fights at?
That's
sir?
what we
Does he
said
fight
earlier.
at 175? Does he fight at?
He fight at 166 pounds.
He fought at 154, man. Why are you being a jerk, man? He fought at 154. He fought at 155. You're getting used to the weight, but free.
That boy, I mean, he has. I mean, as far as I know, that man fought at 202. I don't know.
The last time I heard, he was 230 pounds, eating tacos and shit.
He's a bridgerweight.
I'm not gonna clown Virgil too much. I mean, he has an illness that, I mean, it causes him not to be able to lose the weight the way he needs to. But what I will say is that's a heck of a fight. It's a heck of a fight. And the only person I know that turned the fight down was Virgil's team. And I know BVO don't like me saying it, but it's the truth. They said they needed 48 months before Virgil was ready to get in there with Boots. I mean, so that speaks volume. When your team says you need 48 months, they work with you every day. They know what they see. They work with you every day. They know what you can do and what you can't do. They know what your weakness is and what your strength is. They know what his opponent weakness is and what his strength is. So for them to say he needs 48 months, that means there's a lot of stuff that he
Man, you love to bring up that talking point, Free. My God.
If you was listening, you would have heard what I was saying.
Because it's the truth.
What they need to work on. So they know what Boots does. They knows what he does well, and they know what his weakness is, if he has any that they believe. So for them to say 48 months, that means he has a lot to work on. That's the only thing I'm saying. If your team says you need 48 months, that means they believe you got a lot to work on. Most people say, oh, we just not ready right now. They gave a specific number.
Real quick question. Why do you think Virgil Ortiz beats Boots? I just want to ask you that.
Because when I see Virgil Ortiz, the thing is he need to be at 160, to be honest with you. The thing when I see Virgil Ortiz, I seen him with similar guys like Karen, and he was able to cut the ring off and stop him. And I just think that if you can't cut off the ring against Karen, what you gonna do with a guy like Bud Crawford, who could possibly box on you or could come straight forward on you. I mean, we've seen Bud Crawford and Landis Lara kind of sit on their punches and become knockout artists. So I just think, Virgil Ortiz would give him a lot of looks to get him ready for Boots. I mean, getting ready for Bud. And to be honest with you, man, I don't really see Bud fighting somebody not in his generation either. Like, Bud is not a part of his generation. Floyd never fought nobody outside his generation. So why would you expect him to do the same thing? You know what I mean?
Didn't he? Hold on. Didn't he fight Canelo?
Yes, I'm about to say he fought Canelo.
Canelo's like John Jones. He's kind of considered part of Floyd's.
No, he fought Canelo. He fought Canelo. He fought Canelo. He fought Guerrero.
Canelo will be considered part of his generation because Canelo fought Austin Trout.
No, he was not.
No, he wasn't.
He fought Austin Trout.
No, he wasn't.
Canelo is part of the generation. Canelo is part of the generation that the Charlos, Earl Spence, Bud Crawford, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. That's the generation that Canelo was part of.
He was pro before them. That's the thing you missing, Free.
Floyd Mayweather is part of the generation before Canelo, not the generation of Canelo. Before Canelo.
Canelo went pro in 2005.
I don't care when he went pro. Do you know when he went pro?
In
Floyd went pro in 96.
Shoot, he was in there 9 years straight.
Floyd went pro in 96. Canelo was still in high school when Floyd went pro. Actually, he was in middle school.
Shoot, just started middle school.
Right.
No, he didn't start middle school because he was 15 in 2005. And when Floyd went pro, he was in kindergarten. You forgot that Canelo turned pro at 15.
It doesn't matter. Like I said, that man was still in school when Floyd went pro. He's not part of his generation. He's part of the generation after Floyd.
Because now we're talking about
this. I would say after.
We're talking about this now is he's one of the greater fighters of this generation. We're not saying of that past generation. We're saying of this generation.
So you saying Canelo is part of the generation with Roy Jones, James Toney?
Because I ain't see him fight them.
Maybe you're right.
I ain't see him fight them. I ain't see him fight them.
Those all are part of the same generation that Floyd's part of. Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, James Toney.
You're right.
Shane Mosley.
Right, but I'll say this, man. Salute to my brother Bruce Gass, man. I appreciate him coming to hang out with me. Bruce is one of my favorite channels to watch, man. Salute to my man Ant McQueen. Definitely got to salute to the Puerto Rican Prince D. Free.
Hey, real quick before you go, though. I want y'all to say a quick prayer for my wife. She's in the hospital. She had a stroke today. She had a mild stroke today. She's doing a lot better. She's doing a lot better, but they're trying to get her blood pressure down. So I'm gonna come on tomorrow, but I might be a little late. It depends on how things.
Well, you do family first, bro. Prayers to Miss Free.
Yeah, that's sad, man. I'm praying for you guys, man. Love you, man. Praying for you, man.
That's good to hear that she's doing better, though. For sure, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Dang,
I had to come up here and keep my head straight because
they kind of messed me up. Free.
I'm in the house right now by myself because all the kids they all visiting. They went to go visit her and they hanging out right now with each other, trying to keep their heads straight. So I'm in the house by myself. So I was like, I might as well go ahead and get on YouTube and try to keep my mind off of the situation right now.
Yeah.
And still, while she's resting because she's sleeping now, and she'll call me when she wake up.
Oh, that's good. You actually talk to her since everything?
Yeah, she's talking. It's just her words are still a little slur.
Oh, okay.
But she's talking and she's moving around and stuff like that. I was gonna say she's a lot better than what she was earlier today because it happened like around 1:00. So she's a lot better than what she was earlier today. But just keep her in y'all prayers, and I appreciate y'all.
Of course, bro. Of course.
For sure.
Man. Dang, you made me. I was gonna assault Juan, but I'm not gonna do it today.
What? Well, first of all,
crazy. Why are you messing with Juan?
Because you know what it is? It's because I call him out on all his nonsense is because, you know what I'm saying, his cousin Ryan Garcia and his nephew
we don't talk about that coward.
and
We
his
don't talk about that
nephew
coward.
Teofimo Lopez.
This is the thing about
saying?
Juan. If y'all didn't know, Juan only likes Puerto Rican fighters. That's Juan.
That's
Yo,
cap.
D-Free. You see what I be talking about, D-Free? You see what I be talking about all the time. It's always all the time with this dude. Oh yeah, he only like Puerto Rican fighters just because I like Shakur. You don't see me saying, oh, you only like Mexican fighters because you like Teofimo Lopez. You don't see me saying
I
that.
say, I'll say it.
You gotta remember, my favorite fighter is Jamel Charlo.
Y'all didn't hear his new favorite fighter. That I mean, he got another one, Kid Austin. That's another one that he got.
Yeah, I
now.
like Kid Austin. He's black too.
He's nice. Nah, he's nice.
Oh no, but when he said that the other day, I was like, hold up, that's a new one. You never said Kid Austin before. That's a new one.
Sure, I'm surprised he's not saying Abdullah Mason.
Well, I say my new favorite fighter. If you want to know who my new favorite fighter is, not Deontay Wilder no more, is Emiliano Vargas. That's my new favorite fighter. Him and
he got him over.
I'm trying to tell you, he's definitely Mexican. You know what I'm saying?
Him. I would say him and Abdullah Mason are my two favorite. Abdullah Mason and Emiliano Vargas.
Nah, they both got necks, but I think Abdullah Mason just a little bit better. He's more polished, but they both got necks.
He's got it.
Yeah, and Abdullah's from Cleveland, so I got to show him love. I don't know if he can beat the great Emiliano, but we'll see.
He said the GOAT?
The great Emiliano. I thought
he said the GOAT. I was about to say, you giving this man the GOAT already? I said, I'm out.
Hey, but prayers up for my brother Free, man, and definitely shout out to my man Kung Fu Panda, aka Prize Fighter, man.
Yeah,
doing the show today. He did his thing, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Salute, thank you, appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
And we gone, man. Hey, and Juan,
show
some respect to some black fighters, man. Please.
First of all, you need to stop going.
We really boxing.
Definitely. Oh man, I eat shit, bro. I eat shit. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. Cause I ain't pussy, nigga. Never been. Not on my blood. Never been, bro. Yo, you been fed from a silver spoon your whole life. I know that shit. Yo, sign the fucking contract. Nobody, bro.
What was that conversation like for you moments ago?
How does it feel that you gotta? The only way you're relevant is through me.
Relevant through you? What are you talking about?
That's the only way.
I was relevant before you.